had a couple questions coming in regards to tripod setups and why we would use a tripod. I know they are a little bit more expensive than a lot of bipods on the market. So we'll start off with the fact that, do you have to have a tripod to go out and kill coyotes and hogs and other animals of your choice? No, you do not. When I'm looking at a tripod for a setup, it's something that when it's in my budget, I want it there as a nicety, but it is not a necessity. You get Grandpa's old rifle with a nice scope on it. You go out, you set yourself up, you can call in coyotes and you can get them killed. When we're looking at why we would use tripod, I'm going to go through 3 different applications for you guys on different scenarios of why I've liked them and why I use them and why I invest in them that have made me more successful as a hunter. Before we get started, as you can see, gun is cleared. Is an empty magazine. We're going to be going through 3 different setups today. We have our 2Vets Recon tripod, or excuse me, our 2Vets QDT tripod, our quick deploying tripod. I'm going to go over their 40 mic, and then I'm going to go over their No Name Junior as well. All of them are from 2Vets. They all are carbon tripods. First setup I like, I've used the QDT in a seated position, but I've also used it in standing. Quick deploy, right? I'm walking in on a set. We've all been in a little bit taller grass where we have that coyote that kind of busts us but sits out there a little ways. You know, a 200-yard shot freestanding, is that possible? It is possible, but unless you practice all the time to be consistent with it, it is a little bit harder. What I like about this tripod setup and some of the other ones that extend a little further, I deploy it out real quick. I'm carrying it in hand, get my rifle on it. I can make that shot pretty quick as he's sitting there trying to figure out what I am. Okay. Also, when you look at thermal hunting, so I've killed coyotes sitting down in the pitch of or in the dark of the night, thermal hunting. But there's been a couple sets where you have the little rolling hills and you can't really see very far if you're sitting. So we've actually just stood up in front of a bush, as you can see behind me. So it's a situation where you can get yourself set up, get your gun put in the direction that you plan to be hopefully seeing the dogs come in at, and getting ready to roll. So I turn on the call and I'm ready to go with it. I see one coming in a little bit of a distance. I get set up on my tripod. I want my 2 legs out front. I can lean into it. I can do a cross arm. What I tend to like to do as well is I'll put my hand out on front, kind of help stabilize myself, lean into it, make a nice clean shot. So again, these bigger tripods, you know, it's going to give you more stability. It's also going to give you the ability to shoot from a standing position that a lot of bipods, even if they extend pretty far, they're not going to give you to be able to stand up and take that shot coming in on your set. Or if you prefer to stand up, not too far from the truck or in a bunch of trees for a night set. One of the options that you have with these tripods that you don't necessarily have with a bipod. All right, so the next setup we're talking about running, ideal for most coyote hunters. You're going to get into your stand, you're going to sit down, and you're going to get set up, ready to start calling. Once I've got in, got set up, benefit of these tripods from 2Vets, this is the 40 mic. You can see how low it is. The ground just casually opened up and I can set it out right here. I have all the stability that I need. This right here is set on a Leo Photo leveling head, so it's going to give me good movement and good stability. I can make any adjustments as I want on a coyote coming in. People will say, you know, my bipod can do the same thing. You know, it actually can. The difference that I like about this is I don't have to hold the gun up on my shoulder. I can sit here, I can be running diaphragm calls, I can be running my remote, I can be helping get somebody else set up if they're out here for the first time or they're learning how to coyote hunt, and this gun's right on their shoulders. As I start calling, getting set up on my tripod, I see something coming in, maybe off to my left, my 10 o'clock. I'm going to turn my leveling head, I can lean into it, get situated, come out front, smack my target. All right. Another benefit of these tripods that I prefer to a bipod is being able to have that gun right up on my shoulder. It's adjustable. If I have something off to the left, pick it up, go around, I can still make that shot. It's a little bit more movement than I'd prefer, but if you got the wind situated when you're in your set appropriately, it'll give you the time that you need to make that kill. With all these tripods, they're going to have the ability to extend out. So what I can do is extend these legs out further, make it wider if I need more of a platform and more stable for myself. All different options that I can use. Now, is everything that we're going to be hunting on level ground? No, not necessarily. So I'll take you over to the next tripod, our No Name Junior, and explain to you how I would set up with a tripod in that setting. Last but not least, we've got our No Name Junior tripod. Again, everything that I'm showing you can be done with each of these tripods. This is the smallest carbon that they run. It's a really easy one to keep in your pack. I personally carried this on my bear hunt this year. We did 46 miles over 6 days. In those 46 miles, this thing was a good reliable rest for us. It got us the opportunity to make a nice clean shot, but it also was something that was not weighing us down over an extended period of time, and it didn't take up a lot of room in the pack. As you can see, we're kind of on the side of a hill here. A lot of the times you're trying to get up above your prey. When you start calling, you might be on that hillside. Due to the flexibility of these legs, I'm not dealing with the bipod that I'm trying to extend out further, and then I might need to adjust if I have to shoot downhill, uphill. I'm using the 44 millimeter ball head through 2 vets on this specific setup. I get ready, I got my gun shouldered, ready to roll. Start calling, I got a dog coming in off to the right. You know, I can adjust in, lean into it, take my shot. If for some reason I am on more of a hill and they're coming in down lower than me, I have the ability to get down on top of them without having to worry about where the legs are. They're not moving at all. Nice clean shots. We took this out to the range the other day. We were using the 40 mic and the QDT. We were doing sitting shooting and standing shooting to see different distances on coyote targets. We were pushing out to 861 yards and being able to still consistently hit the target. There was a miss here or there, but at that distance, that's not something ideally I'm shooting at for a coyote. But practice how you play. If you can smack a coyote target at 861 yards standing with your gun because you've been practicing on these tripods, you get that shot at 350, 400 yards, you're gonna be a lot more confident with it, especially once that snow hits the ground and you can sit out in glass. You don't even need to call anymore, and you're able to get on the dogs that way. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me or send out a message to Foxhole Armament. We'll get back with you on any feedback you need, or if there's any other questions that you had in regards to these different tripod setups and the why I like them and why other guys are carrying them and they're putting them in their arsenal. You know, everybody's investing into really high dollar scopes, high dollar thermal scopes, high dollar rifle setups, but without a good stability source underneath them, you're going to miss shots over periods of time, and every shot misses a coyote that's going to be eating a fawn, eating a calf. So making sure that you're putting the same wheels on your ride that I'd like to say, you know, you're not driving a Corvette with $20 tires on it. So make sure that whatever you have underneath your rifle is something that's going to be effective for you every time you're out hunting.